All right. Well, welcome everyone to another Saberwing Nature Tours program. We're excited to have you here this afternoon. I know it's not our normal time for programs, but we are glad to be having Herbert on from Uganda, so we had to move the time around just a little bit for us. Hope everyone doesn't mind. We're going to record the program as well, so if anyone was hoping to see it and couldn't make it during the day, that'll be on our YouTube channel here in the next couple days. But we're excited today to welcome Herbert from Uganda to do a talk about his incredible country and all the birds and wildlife that can be found there. During the program, we do ask that you please remain on mute so that no one's interrupting Herbert. If you do have any questions, there's a great chat feature in Zoom. Feel free to send any questions through that chat. And if there's a good opportunity for me to interrupt and ask the question, I will. If not, we'll cover all the questions at the end. So please handle any questions that way. We'd really appreciate it. It helps keep the program moving along nicely in this virtual format. So without any further ado, I'll turn it over to Herbert to present on Uganda.
Okay, thank you very much. Good afternoon. Good. I don't know what time is it over there.
Mine afternoon's right.
It's dark. It is dark. I'm happy to be here to present to you what we have in Uganda, what we do in Uganda. My name is Herbert. I am a bird watcher. I am a guide, a trainer of guides. I run different programs. One of those is inspiring young women into bird watching. I do a lot of training of bird guides. And also I have a project to conserve the primates. So we'll be talking about all this during this presentation. On the screen, you have a map of Uganda. I hope everybody is okay with my accent. Do you hear me well?
I find it fine.
Yep, we can hear you well.
Nice
yes, because sometimes I get challenged with accent. Okay, that's the map of Uganda. It shows the national parks, the vegetation cover of Uganda. We have national parks in the southwestern part of the country and got in the northern part of the country and eastern part of the country. Right now, I am in the east, in the town of Moroto, next to Matheniko Game Reserve, which has got GR there. So the animals you see on the right-hand side are the zebras found up north in Kidepo Valley National Park, okay? So the size of Uganda is relatively small country, smaller than Ecuador. It's about 91,000 square miles. The land cover is 77,000 square miles, and water covers about 14,000 square miles, which is about 15%. Also, major attractions, we have Lake Victoria, River Nile, Rwenzori Mountains, mountain gorillas. We have over 500. In fact, now I think the current statistics are putting it to about 1,000. I'm yet to get the official figure. Chimpanzees, we have over 1,500. Birds, we have over 1,080 species. Rich culture, 56 tribes. In forests, about 10%, 10,000 square kilometers. Other facts about Uganda, we are known to be the source of River Nile, the longest river on the continent, probably the second in the world. We have permanent snowfields on Rwenzori Mountains. We have the second deepest lake, which is Lake Bunyonyi. Lake Victoria is the second largest lake in the world. Of course, second to Lake Superior. And we have got, Uganda is known as the land of historical culture, self-governance, with kingdoms. We still have about 10 kingdoms very active. Of course, oh no, I went back, sorry. We have got this region which is the Albert and Rift region, which is Africa's richest in terms of overall endemics and threatened bird species. 35% of all African biodiversity is found in this region. It has one of the most diverse habitats on the continent. Most of the birders coming to Uganda, they spend most of the time on that region, the Albert and Rift region, where we see about 24 of the Albert and Rift endemic bird species. This is not an endemic species, but it's one of those beautiful birds you can find on our roads as you go through the open savannas. This is one of those beautiful birds, iconic species, the great blue turaco, found distributed in most of the western parts of the country. That's one of the sought after birds, the shoebill stork. It's one of the prehistoric birds we have, and most of the birders who have come to the country have seen that bird, and they always want to see it. In fact, the conservation status has improved greatly because from 2001, we established local bird guides clubs and have been doing great job to stop hunters from killing this bird and taking the eggs. This is the national bird, one of the most beautiful birds we have, the gray-crowned crane, which can be found in some regions of the country. This is the saddlebill stork, one of the largest storks we have in the country. It has all the colors of the Ugandan flag. But of course, I wasn't there when they were composing they were deciding on the national bird to make it the crested crane. I would have taken this one. It has all the colors of our national flag. Of course, when you're on our tours, we encounter these beautiful butterflies. We have quite a number of species, maybe 1,700 species of butterflies found in the entire country. The African schemas are found in two major areas, the Queen Elizabeth National Park and on River Nile in Merchant Falls National Park. A lot of people who have been here have loved to see them. And in fact, at Queen Elizabeth National Park, we see this bird throughout the year. The rufous-bellied heron is one of those elegant herons, but very secretive, found in the swamps. And we find that one in the Mabamba swamp, where we find the shoebill stork. This is one of the very elegant birds, the hornbills is one of the most noisy hornbills in the forest. And we have over 10 species of hornbills found in Uganda. If you are in Uganda, you'll always find a chance of finding hornbills. We have about 2 species of planticles found in Uganda. And this one is found on River Nile at the top and bottom of the falls, of the Merchant Falls, in Merchant Falls National Park. This is one of the largest fishing owls found on the continent, and this can be found in the Merchant Falls National Park. I took this photograph about 3 years ago. This is one of the weavers commonly found wherever you pass, but it's very magnificent. Every time I find it with the mix of its colors, I always want to photograph it, and it looks very, very beautiful. Here's a family. The guy on the left is the young one, and I think the 2 on the right-hand side are the parents. So look at this as a family, and this is the African fish eagle, which I think is closely related to the American bald eagle. On our tours, sometimes we move at night and we take these photographs, the pennant-winged nightjar, which is an intra-African migrant that moves within the African continent. From July to September, we find this bird. We have this other beautiful, elegant turaco, Ross's turaco. I took this photograph on one of the tours in the southwestern part of the country. We have these, the kestrel, the gray kestrel, commonly found along the roads on electric poles, and sometimes in open savannas. You find them in the dead trees. And of course, the African parrots, one of the pride of Africa, which is mostly hunted in the forest. But the government has been putting on a lot of efforts to make sure that the hunting of the gray parrot is stopped. And I think someone is coming up with a new plan to breed the parrots so that they can give them to people instead of hunting those which are in the forest. I think it's going to be approved very soon, and the African gray parrot will be saved. Of course, we have got quite a number of owls, and this is the Verox eagle owl, one of the most hated because of her call associated with the bad omen by the communities. Whenever it calls, they think people are going to die in the villages, and it's so sad. They never want it to be close to them. Sometimes when I go to the communities, I try to tell people never to kill this bird. It's just it has no problem with anybody. Then we have the yellow-billed stork. It's commonly found on the shore, on the water bodies. I took this photograph on the Kazinga channel. Of course, when you are in a national park, you can't miss the lions. On lucky days, you will always find them. That's we have got the lions in Queen Elizabeth National Park, commonly known as tree climbing lions. I got this photograph in the Queen Elizabeth National Park, and I found it after having a very nice meal. You can see the stomach is heavy and it's just taking a nap. Sometimes you find them hunting. I was doing a trip and I found this guy. The cob landed into the ambush of this lion and it rose up to grab it. But fortunately, the cob was very smart and he survived. Of course, such encounters are available. Sometimes you get into the count of this big male in Matchun Falls National Park. Something's happening here. Oops. Yes. Okay. So then you go further south. We have the primate capital. Uganda is known as the primate capital with the, of course, over 50% of the populations of rare mountain gorillas found in Uganda. We have got over 4,000 plant species, of course, in that area. We have chimpanzees, quite a number of them. I think we have the biggest population of chimpanzees on the African continent as at Budongo Forest. As you can see, sometimes chimpanzees have twins, and those are sweet twins. I got them in one of the forests in the Budongo when I was there doing my work. The golden monkeys are found in the Alberta Rift region and the Highland endemic, but we have got now the golden monkey tracking activities. People who do gorillas would love to do also the golden monkey tracking. We have got Leost monkey, as you see that, one of those found in the lowland and highland forest of Western Uganda. I got this one near one of the lodges in Bwindi, and it was so cute with its baby. The olive baboon, which sometimes is seen as a vermin, it's found in many, many places of the country. Sometimes they get nasty and they kill them, but they are also good to find on the roads. The Goreza monkey is now mantled Goreza monkey, found in most of the forests in the African continent, especially the tropical Africa. These ones can also be found, in fact, on the first day people arrive in Uganda through the Entebbe airport, they find them in the next botanical gardens is where I took this photograph near Entebbe. On our tours, of course, you have got other mammals. This was in the Kidepo Valley National Park. You got quite a number of in this park, we have herds of over 2,000 species, 2,000 buffaloes, and they mix with Uganda cobs. Recently, I found the South Sudan species of the white-eared cobs, Mongala gazelles, also found in Kidepo. Elephants, the high chance of finding elephants so close like this one on a very, very, very close encounter with them. They're very graceful animals, but equally dangerous if you tamper with them. Sometimes you find them taking a nap after lunch. I found this in the Machine Falls National Park. I got to learn that even young ones, lie down for a nap, and then the adults keep around because they are very, very protective and very aggressive. Sometimes you see those three birds enjoying the ride on the horns of the buffalo. It was a very nice photograph to find these three kingfishers, using the buffalo as a hunting pad. Of course, when you're in the forest there, you find these families. Look at that guy, the silverback with the female, with the children down there playing. And it's very, very, interesting to see them in their home. One of my friends from Colombia, he was here in Uganda, and he was able to get close to these mountain gorillas. Because they are habituated, you can just sit there and take a photograph without any problem. But of course, these days they have increased on the distance between them just in case people come with COVID. People are taking photographs and they're able to get closer to them. And of course, those guys you see in color uniform, they are porters. They are from the communities. They depend on the ecotourism. The money that comes from the gorillas is what they depend on. Everybody going for gorilla tracking uses porters, and they paid some money, and that's how we've managed to keep the gorillas safe to this date. Of course, those are my friends from USA. Some of you know Gary Rosenberg. They're doing some bird watching near the. We've been getting quite a number of people from the United States and many other parts of the world to come and watch birds because the country is quite safe and people can come and watch birds throughout the year. Birding in the boats on Lake Victoria is also produces quite a number of species. As you can see, those marshes where we pick maybe about 100 species in a single day. Budongo Forest is one of those areas that we go. We have got this popular trail, Royal Mile. It's very popular, known for Congo biome species, which end up in Uganda. And we have species like Ituri batis, chocolate-backed kingfisher, and quite many others. So what do? We do other activities, like I talked about earlier. We've been engaged in bringing women into tourism, and we give them a training. We established Uganda Women Birders Club, which has grown from 2013. It's now about 50 members. Some of them have got jobs, some of them have got businesses, as you may see later. We take them for training through the forests. We take them with young birders, because it's not all about making money from tourists, but we need to build a community of service providers like guides, but also understanding conservation and creating jobs. So we take them out for the field to teach them on how to identify species of plants, birds, animals, and reptiles, and everything. We also go to the forest and teach them how we use, we do what you call it bird banding in the US, but we do bird ringing in Uganda. And we get the birds in the hands and teach them how to identify the birds, looking at the details of the birds in their hands. In fact, Prosi and Abi are very, very good bird guides now. And of course, the guy in the middle is Davis, is one of those popular bird guides we have now at Bird Uganda Safaris. Those are some of the ladies we keep training, and they're doing a good job now. As you can see them, they now have equipment, they have their own businesses. Joan is now, I think now lives in UK. She left in 2019 and she landed on a job because of COVID. She lived there doing birding in UK. The woman in red in the middle with long hair, she's the executive director of Uganda Tourism Board. Of course, government supports these programs. They want to make sure that we get more girls into mainstream tourism business. We train them in leadership on how to manage the association, and now the association has become big. It's now attracted others in Kenya and Rwanda. So there's a big community growing of women birders. Success story, of course, we started in 2013 with 40 members. Of course, all these start have their jobs. Others have got their manager.
Oh, we seem to be having a little frozen internet issue with Herbert here. Let's give him just a minute to see if the internet comes back. Herbert, if you can hear me at all, we're having some internet connectivity issues.
Reservation of to be homestay.
All right, Herbert, we had just a touch of video issue with you there. Can we get the screen share back up? We might have some luck if you turn off your video as well, just to have less data coming through, but that's up to you.
Okay.
We can hear you much better now.
Okay. Do you hear me now?
Perfect.
Very good. So these guys go up to Rwanda to guide tours around the East African region. One of them started a project, Right for the Women. She's very popular now. She's taking care of over 300 women in Burundi, near the mountain gorilla area. So we also, like I said earlier, we started a new project, Saving the Primates. This started after the killing of the silverback, which was killed by one of the members of the communities. During COVID time, he went to look for food, hunt, and he encountered the silverback gorilla and he killed it. He was jailed. He's still in jail, I think, for a number of years, maybe 15 years. But we couldn't sit down because this was a very sad moment. I really got concerned and started this activity to make sure that we save the primates. We add on more energy to save the primates because there are other people trying to do some work, but we said, let's do some work also and be able to contribute to this process of saving the primates. So the primates in Uganda are facing challenges because of habitat loss, hunting for food, and COVID-19 pandemic brought more challenges. So the primates we have in Uganda, we have quite a number of them, but I was able to get these: mountain gorillas, chimpanzees, golden monkey, blue monkey, guereza monkey. We have a new endemic, Semliki red colobus and Kibari red colobus. Those are endemics also to Uganda. I talked about the baboon. Now the velvet monkeys have been split. We have a Tantalus monkey and velvet monkey. The Tantalus monkey is found in the north. Black and white colobus monkey, red-tailed monkey, Lehost monkey. We have quite a number of bush babies and galagos. So the project is called Saving the Primates. Here we have a website. You can visit it, savingprimates.org, and look at what we're trying to do at the moment. we try to operate in our scope goes to primate conservation awareness, human primate conflict. We want to make sure that we don't promote this. We try to put measures in place to mitigate human primate conflict because quite a number of chimpanzees have been killed by human beings in Western Uganda. Human primate health, especially like these diseases which are coming up, we try to educate people on communicable diseases. And then alternative community livelihoods is our concern, habitat restoration, and primate trade in trafficking, because some people have been buying, they come to look for these primates and take them for pets, and then skilling the youth. So currently we are engaged in training guides and porters in COVID prevention, of course, and also trying to get them understand not to transmit this disease to the mountain gorillas and chimpanzees in case they have it. We've been distributing maize, flour, beans to the communities because the COVID-19 affected the communities surrounding who live around the primate areas because they depend entirely on the gorilla tourism, and we found it very challenging. And we had to champion, and we ran appeal on the website, and people from all over the world have been contributing some money. And when we get money, we buy food and buy maize, flour, and beans to give these potters to be able to plant their own. And I think it has worked very well. Others are being trained as guides. So we're doing this to most of the Bundi areas and Kibale Forest to begin with. Next year, we'll be going to other parts of the country. Yeah, that's all I had for you. Thank you very much. That is a Shoebill talk. Over to you, Rob.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Herbert. Do we have any questions for Herbert today? Give someone a minute if they have a question to type in. Any questions for Herbert this afternoon? All right. Doesn't look like any questions this afternoon. So we want to thank Herbert for joining us this afternoon and evening over in, we do have one. When's the best time to visit?
Visiting Uganda, you can visit Uganda throughout the year. But we sometimes avoid April and October because of heavy rains. But even if people travel, they have no problem because bird watching, chimpanzee tracking, gorilla tracking is done throughout the year. We usually have wet and dry seasons. We never have extremes of coldness or dry or hot temperatures. Our temperatures are usually between 6 in the mountain areas to 26, or about 30 in northern Uganda. Celsius, I don't know how to convert it into Fahrenheit, but between 6 and 30 degrees centigrade. Maybe Rob can do that. He can do the conversions.
So kind of follow up to that is what's the weather like in like the November to February time period, our winter in the US, when lots of people want to escape?
In northern Uganda during this time, especially areas of Moroto, areas of Kidepo, it's dry, so it's good between November and February to March. But also in Western Uganda, some parts are dry, some parts are green. So it's still good for travel during that time. Very, very good.
Fantastic. We also have a question of, have there been any cases of COVID transfer from humans to the gorillas or any of the monkeys?
Well, no, not yet, because the government has been very, very strict on the gorilla activities and chimpanzee activities. There are standard operating procedures. They do not allow anybody to go in. They must have done COVID tests, and then they put on masks, and they do sanitizers, and they give enough space They carry a few people who are limited to a number of 8. They do not have, they don't allow people to crowd on these animals.
That's good to hear, because that's definitely a concern.
Yeah.
Someone asked about pictures of any of the lodging. We don't have anything prepared today with photos of the lodging, but I can get those added to our Saberwing website. So if you check out our Uganda tour on there, I will, in the next couple of days, get some photos added of the lodging that's typically used in Uganda for tours.
Yes, I'll send some of it to you.
Perfect. I don't think I missed any other questions. Anyone else have any questions for Herbert before we go? I got all the ones that have been asked so far. It's I don't know if you see the messages down there, but Paula Lozano's on Herbert, and she says it's wonderful to see you.
Oh, Paula, thank you very much. Paula, good to see you. How are you, Paula?
Very good.
And Diana Steele
Yes.
says the same. People
Yes.
that you know
Oh,
from Biggest Week, for sure.
Yes, I know. I know.
But all right, well, without any other questions, we really appreciate everyone being here this afternoon, and we hope you'll keep an eye on our Saberwing website for additional programs that we have coming up. I know we'll be adding one about Southern Ecuador soon, and we'll get some other programs on the schedule as well. So thanks for being here, and hope you have a great afternoon.
Thank you very much.
St.
Thank you
Patrick's
very much.
Day.
Yes, happy St.
Thank you.
Patrick's Day, everyone. Yes, it is. I've got my green on.
Hope to see you next year. I'm coming to America next year.